This whole incident with Donald Trump is getting out of hand, and I mean it's become a grab bag of hysteria. Number one, Michelle Fields, the reporter. She probably made a big deal out of something that she should not have, although I will tell you that if I were grabbed like that and knocked off a little bit, I would be a little bit upset too. But it should have been maybe a one-day story, if that. She was knocked off balance, and the video shows that her head was at a roughly 2 o'clock tilt, which would have been, something that, nobody would want to be off balance like that, completely out of the blue. But nevertheless, it wasn't a big deal until Lewandowski went and said, "I never touched you," and called her name. And then Donald Trump and tweets that she grabbed him. Number one, he sends out a tweet. He says, "Victory press conference was over. Why is she allowed to grab me and shout questions? Can I press charges?" Again, the word grab. Donald says, "Why is she allowed to grab me?" And then the other night, CNN town hall, he says, "So let me tell you, she went through Secret Service, boom, she grabbed me." And he really stepped in front of her. So again, he tells a national audience that he was grabbed. And then he goes on again. Later on during the town hall meeting, he says, "And in my opinion, unjustly accused, she's grabbing me." He walks in to stop it. She walked through Secret Service. She had a pen in her hand, which could have been a knife. It could have been just a pen, which is very dangerous. She should not have been doing that. Well, Secret Service certainly didn't look to be that concerned about this. They certainly didn't stop her, and ask her, "Well, hey, what's in your hand?" or anything of that nature. But now what's happened is he's making statements saying that he pulled his arm away after he was being grabbed.
But there was contact.
What's contact? I mean, there's contact
that's
every
what
time.
this law
Hey, look,
says. It's
with
unwanted
reporters.
touching.
I'm walking. Yeah, but she contacted.
battery.
Excuse me. She grabbed my arm twice. You see the picture of me looking like, who is this person? And getting her off.
What do you make of the bruise?
She changed her tune. He tweeted this just the other day. And he says, "Why is this reporter touching me as I leave news conference? What is in her hand?" I don't know why he'd be afraid of a pen, but but nevertheless, here he's saying touching. But the same day, he's telling CNN and a national audience that she's grabbing. What I've done is I've created a slow motion video. And you can see, and this is the video that Trump supplied. This is the starting point of this video. And let's look at what happens. You can see that right here at the 00 time point, it indicates that she's holding something in her right hand, a recorder, and you cannot really see the left hand, although right here indicates the left hand. Certainly doesn't look like a grab. It's been reported that Donald Trump pulled his hand away from her. Therefore, she grabbed him and he pulled his hand away. Let's look at exactly what happened. He moves his hand, and where does it go? Into his pocket, his coat pocket. And let's see what happens. He now has grabbed something from his pocket. He's got something in his hands. She still hasn't grabbed him, but now Lewandowski is beginning to get, and now he has both hands on whatever he pulled out of his pocket. So now let's take a look at it from close in. They're walking, and all of a sudden he goes to his pocket. She is suddenly being pulled, and he's reading with two hands. Let's look at it again. Is he moving his hand to get her out the way? No, he's going to his pocket to get something. Did she grab him and therefore he pulled his arm away as he has been suggesting or saying, and other media and followers of Donald Trump have been insisting? I certainly haven't seen that. He did move his arm and he went to grab something from his pocket. Did she brush up right at that point? We don't know. There's nothing there that actually shows a physical touching. But let's assume that she did touch. Is that why he went and grabbed whatever from his pocket? This is an issue of credibility. An issue where Donald Trump, instead of saying, gee, my campaign manager did something wrong, or that he maybe was a little bit too aggressive, and I apologize for it, instead of saying something like that that a normal person would say, allows his campaign manager to insist that he didn't touch her, allows him to question whether or not his campaign manager touched her, and then tells the national audience that she grabbed him and that he then pulled away. This is sad that we're even having to debate this, but it goes to the issue of, do you trust and can you trust Donald Trump?
People that have seen that tape are going, give me a break. You have to be kidding.
But there was contact.
What's contact? I mean, there's contact
that's
every
what
time.
this law says. It's unwanted touching.
I'm walking. Yeah, but she contacted.
Battery.
Excuse me. She grabbed my arm twice. You see the picture of me looking like, who is this person? And getting her off.
What do you make of the bruises on the picture?
I don't know who created those bruises. I really don't know. I mean, 2 days later, she comes in and she said she had some bruises. Okay. I don't.
But this kind of argument just infuriates her and a lot of women because you're not showing